warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ivana Hermisya, and I'm going to present my proposal, the effect of social media use and motivation on interest in entrepreneurship. Okay. Unemployment currently shows a fairly high number in Indonesia and will be a serious problem for the government. The challenge of finding work among college graduates is increasingly difficult. The number of jobs offered is not comparable to job seekers for the number of college graduates. Getting well-established job is everyone's dream, especially for students who have just completed their studies in the college, especially if the work they master in accordance with their expertise, competence that are cultivated during lectures will be more helpful in applying them to the world of work. One of the causes of the unemployment problem that occurs is that college graduates only aim to find work, not create jobs. Seeing a situation like this, then we should need to instill and develop a creative, innovative spirit in the community, especially students, because students are the main potential who are ready to become agents of change in this country. This is needed so that students can prepare themselves to compete in the world of work and the business world so that they can reduce the unemployment rate in Indonesia. And then the problem formulation based on the limitation of the problem that has been discussed previously. The problem can be formulated as follows. First, does the use of social media affect entrepreneurial interest in students majoring in business creative industry University of Calbis? Second, does motivation affect entrepreneurial interest in students majoring in business creative industry University of Calbis? Third, does the use of social media and motivation equally affect the interest in entrepreneurship in students majoring in business creative industry at Calbis University? Based on the problems that have been formulated by the researcher, the general objective of this research are: first, knowing and analyzing the influence of interest in entrepreneurship on students majoring in business creative industry at University of Calbis. Second, knowing and analyzing the influence of interest in entrepreneurship on students majoring in business creative industry, University of Calbis with motivation. And third, knowing and analyzing the influence of interest in entrepreneurship on students majoring in business creative industry, university, use of social media and motivation. According to Kotler 2012, social media is a harmonization between sociology and technology that turns monologues, one-to-many, into dialogue and information democracy that transform people from content readers to publishers. Through social media, the information to be conveyed becomes more easily disseminated. Communications that occurs runs more effectively and according to Cross 2013, social media is a term that describes a variety of technologies used to bind people into collaborations, exchange information, and interact through web-based message content. The rapid development of social media is now due to modern and sophisticated technology. With modern technology, social media is always related to the internet. Thus, social media makes it easier for people to be more creative. According to Suryana and Bayu 2014, motivation is a fundamental psychological process and is one of the elements that can explain a person's behavior. Motivation is one of the determining factors in achieving goals. Motivation is related to the drive or strength that is human. Motivation is inhuman that is not visible from the outside. According to Hasibuan 2016, motivation moves people to display behavior towards the achievement of a certain goal. Motivation is the provision of a driving force that creates enthusiasm for one's work so that they are willing to work effectively and be integrated with all their efforts to achieve satisfaction. According to Suryana Bayu, 2014, motivation is a fundamental psychological process. Methodology. This research was conducted on students of the Business and Communication Faculty of Business Creative Industry Kalbis Institute, which is located on Jalan South Pulau Mas, Kafling number 22, RT 4 RW 9, Kayu Putih, Kecamatan Pulau Gadung, Jakarta City, Special Capital Region of Jakarta. Researchers choose Calbis Institute as a place or object of research because it has problems that are in accordance with the problem to be studied, namely the influence of social media and motivation on interest in entrepreneurship. Research method. First, method. The research method is basically a scientific method to obtain data for certain purpose and uses. In this study, researchers use descriptive analysis with a quantitative approach. According to Sugiono 2019, quantitative research methods can be defined as research methods based on the philosophy of positivism positivism used to study certain populations or samples. Use research tools to collect data and analyze quantitative or static data with the aim of testing predetermined hypotheses. The method that the researcher used in a survey with a multiple regression approach, which aims to determine the influence of this research of variable. The data that the researcher used for the three variables consist of two independent variables, namely social media and motivation, and consisted of fixed variable, namely entrepreneurial interest.